泳裙。Oh, let's do this again. Mok Min Cave is located in the Sai Kung Geopark on the end of the peninsula north of Pak Lap Wan. It is one of the few archways in Hong Kong that is accessible by hiking, and it is not a long trek from the McLeohose Trail Stage 1 or the Pak Lap Wan and Pak Lap beaches. We managed to do it in the summer heat too, so you can do it too. Hello, welcome back to Lap Travel Eat. I just put on some sunscreen that makes me look kind of blue.
You smart!
Yeah. Anyway, today we're with Haglo and Wing, so we're gonna go to the famous Mok Min Dong. So we're now at Pak Lap, ready to get started. The best way to get to the trail start, aka Pak Lap, is to get a taxi from Sai Kung Town Center and get off at the trail to Pak Lap. From there, follow it downhill all the way to the village. It has been renovated since my last visit in 2019, and we got a little bit confused. So we went down the wrong way, so it turns out we need to go to this gate after we went through the first gate. So, Pak Lap Wan is quite a popular place for camping since it faces the east and you can rent kayaks here too. So we have made it to the beach. We came down from next to the store over there. So we've been here in like 2019. Everything looks very different. So since the tide is still going down, we're gonna go up here towards that side and find the mountain route towards the cave. From the back of the beach, we went back up and then loop around and follow the trail with a purple ribbon up. There seemed to be quite a few different trails anyways, and we took a parallel-ish junction to the left to go to Pak Lap Tsai, the small Pak Lap Beach. We have made it to the Pak Lap Tsai beach, so there's absolutely no one here except us, which is pretty cool. Still a lot of rubbish on the beach, but we're gonna chill here a little bit before we go back to the split and continue right and up towards Mok Min Cave. Pak Lap Tsai was absolutely beautiful, mostly because it's just so empty. Just listen. So I flew my drone for a little bit and now it started kind of drizzling, but we're ready to go more or less. Uncle Lon looks like a hiking auntie, and Wing is also in swimsuit again. We went back to the junction and started hiking uphill, following the ribbons. Pretty soon, we emerged from the vegetation. So that was the Pak Lap beach. There was a few splits coming up here, but we just vaguely went up and it was okay, I think. As we get higher, we can see both the Pak Lap Wan and Pak Lap Tsai, which I think is pretty cool. So we made it to probably like one of the highest points, and we can see the whole of Pak Lap behind us, which is pretty cool. So yeah, this is probably all seeded, which means pooing flat ground. The coastline here is also gorgeous, so don't forget to stop and admire it. Okay, so it turns out this is the real Occident. I mean, I guess it's just pretty similarly height, but this is the higher point. So we can see that's actually not Pak Lap Tsai, it's another rocky beach nearby, I think, yeah. Looks different. Once we get to this higher part, it's pretty much flat until we start to go down at the end of the peninsula. So we're at the end with a little viewpoint, so you see over there in between, this is this area called Tong Sam Kok. So the cave is that way and there's a little beach that way, and if we loop all the way back it's Pak Lap, so we're gonna go down to the Mok Min Cave finally. But first we need to get closer, and then we made it to this cool bay with geological columns. So we're at this spectacular cave area, so we must be on top of the archway. I think it is Mok Min Dong underneath us, not 100% sure, but I think so. So spectacular. It's not hard to get down, luckily, because at first I was like, oh, how? We just skirted down and was careful with our footing, and then here is the Mok Min Cave. So we have made it to the beautiful Mok Min Cave. So currently it is low tide, so we can walk all the way here, and you can even walk through, totally fine. But if you're kayaking, obviously now's not a great time. So we got some photos sent, so let me see if I can take some drone shots. I think the cave would be quite cool during the high tide as well, but it's not that safe to hike down if it's high tide, so don't do that. So after some consideration, we decided that to go coastal route seems kind of like impossible, so we're gonna go back up the mountain route. Going back up wasn't that hard either, it's just quite sweaty and hot during the summer. We decided to take a different route back out, getting closer towards the other end of the peninsula, closer to Pak Lap Wan. So we hiked down to this other peninsula where we can see the small Po Bin. We are gonna come back and do a swim around, so stay tuned for that. Otherwise, we just took some photos here, and I'm very scared of height, but I'll show you some photos and videos. This rock is a good photo spot, but my fear of height did not agree with that. From here, we can already see Pak Lap Wan, so we just follow the trail and walk towards it. So we made it back from the main road via a trail marked by a purple ribbon there. So behind us is the beach road. So we're not going to go back down, we're just going to go out and find a taxi, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Pro tip. You should call or use a taxi app to try and get a taxi as you head out. It's about a 20 minutes walk, although sometimes you have to add 20 to 30 Hong Kong dollars to entice the taxi drivers to come in. So we are back at the Pak Lap village, I guess, entrance point by the main road. So we called a taxi. Reception is absolutely terrible on the way out, so you might glitch on the way out. So get an app and they'll call you eventually. So I hope you enjoyed this vlog, and I'm very sweaty and people are watching me, so see you in the next one. We are going to the famous Mok Min Cave. What are you guys doing? Product promotion. What look, Joa?